Bitcoins and beer, Bitcoins and beer. Here is Norm, he's a storm as he screams and raves and rants. He is here drinking beer, spilling Bitcoins on his pants. Hello, it's me Norm again, here once again to drink beer and talk about Bitcoin. So, let's first talk about the beer. This is actually a special beer because I know I have had repeat beers on here, and this is not a repeat beer, so I think this is a seasonal beer from Anderson Valley. Ooh, that's a little too bright. But this is Anderson Valley Spring Hornin IPA. In case you don't speak bootling, which is the language they speak up in Anderson Valley, California, horning means drinking. And bootling is a language they created probably over 100 years ago. And it keeps on evolving, kind of like the English language with slang. And they came up with the word horning for drinking because of Vikings, which is fitting because today's Thursday, and the Vikings is on tonight, so I have to watch that. But history. So they came up with the word horning because Vikings used to drink out of horns. It also, I know it said on the package, ball horning. Ball means good. That's kind of like a cheers. Good drinking. Ball just means good because way back when, there used to be two types of boots or two types of shoes. One had a red ball on the bottom, one didn't. The one that didn't was a generic one. One that did was a good one. So ball became the word for good. They made up this language. I believe last year, or maybe it was a couple of years ago, I had Hop Arden IPA from them. Arden means hard working in bootling. The reason why I'm explaining this to you because language fascinates me, especially synthetic language from California like this. It's not even like an American Indian language. It's totally synthetic, almost like Esperanto. But they did that, I guess, to, like all youth, come up with slang so that the authorities or the adults don't understand what they're saying. And that's pretty much in our day. It's, I guess, the text, the anagrams. So this is a phenomenon that's been happening for years. It's not like Esperanto, which was meant to bring people together. This was meant to actually separate generation at first, and then the outsiders from Anderson Valley. So that's why language is so fascinating. The language on this is so fascinating. The dollar bill. I'm going to talk about money because I'm talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, to a certain extent, money. Dollar bill, like I said before, it used to say can be traded in for silver, right under here. No longer says that. No longer says that. Hasn't said that for years. And since the 70s, that has not been true. Actually, probably before the 70s. 1964 is when they stopped putting silver in our silver dollars. And somewhere right before that, they put this on the back, which it used to not say, "In God we trust." What God do they mean? So this is backed by faith, basically, of a God. But what God are they talking about? Your God? My God? Or are they saying this is God, the almighty dollar? Nine Inch Nails song had like a whole God and money will do anything for you. So what God do they mean? Because there are many deities called God. Your God may live in heaven. My God lives in all of us. Every single one of us. His roommate's a devil, but that's how it goes. Let's have the beer. Sorry to get so deep. Sorry to get so deep right there. I just had to explain some money there. Money issue. Very good smell. I have not had this one yet. Mm. Very good, well balanced beer. And on the cover there, that is a cross between a deer and a bear, or a bear and a deer actually. They call it a beer. And after a couple of these in Anderson Valley, if you go wander out in the woods, you'll probably run into one of these beers. But this is a very good beer. I recommend it. I just picked it up over at the Handy Mark over here in Burbank. So you could probably find it there if you're in the area. And I'm pretty sure they'll have it at Vendom Liquor in Toluca Lake, right around the corner. Many other places. It's a very good beer. I'm going to enjoy this one. I wish I knew the alcohol. Okay, here it is. It says 6.8. Not bad. Not bad. All I want you to do right now is think about Bitcoin. Think about the value of Bitcoin. Think about the value of this. Alright? Bitcoin's backed by an honest system that cannot... It's a blockchain. It's math. It has a timestamp. You cannot cheat Bitcoin. People have been trying to cheat it. You could probably short it if you have enough of it. You can't cheat the blockchain. The blockchain is an honest system. It has a timestamp. This, who knows what they're doing? Who knows what they're manipulating? You know, they can print more of this at any time. You know, they print 20% more. This falls 20%, means you're paying 20% more for the goods you're buying. That's why when you try to peg Bitcoin to this, to the US dollar, you try to peg it to peg other commodities to US dollar, it's got to be the same. You try to peg commodities to goods, how much you can get for what you can get it for. That is the thing to get your head around, and I think a lot of people don't have their head around. You peg Bitcoin to silver, let's say, or gold, or any precious metal for that matter, and then peg it to the goods, or even oil. Peg it to the goods you can buy with it, or you can trade for it, whatever. That's what you gotta be looking at. The value. People just bring it all back to this, or the euro, which is unraveling, especially with that thing going on in China, stuff going on in Russia right now. There's a lot of stuff going on right now that people don't see on the world market that they're going to see. And when they realize what's going on, they're going to be very angry. It might be, well, throughout the course of the year, I think it's going to slowly show itself. But since people are so focused, don't be a Cyclops. Don't focus with one eye on this. Cyclops, actually, they gave up one of their eyes to see the future, but all that they could see was their own death. You know, Odin gave up his eye, speaking of Thorsday, for wisdom. But his focus just got more focused. All leads down to this death, which money will kill you if you think of it that way. All I'm saying is Bitcoin is an honest system. I'm not saying it can't be cheated. I'm saying it's harder to cheat than other systems, because I think anything can be hacked. That's the way hackers go. Hopefully this made sense. I got a little deep and way out there and jumped around a little bit. But remember, Satoshi saved, Satoshi earned. Ball horning.